Look at him! He's juggling them in the air! Oh my gosh. He could actually win this. He just needs one sword right through the center. Look, I'm rooting for the Warden, but at the same time, you gotta respect the player for coming from the very brink of defeat. Woo! Nah, the Warden's won. It's over. Yes! My boy!
Thank you for the treasure,
I
John.
predicted this. I knew nothing was stronger. That's the death of the king. How is he still alive? No. Look at the baby! The baby is so sad, y'all! Wait, are they gonna save him? Dude, it's Chicken Jockey! When you have Endermind! Bro just got extendo papendo to the face. Yo,
I unplugged it.
that thing's got legs and it's got
Can I have the
nerve.
treasure? Thank you, John.
No.
I'm gonna use it all night,
Knows how to
okay?
fight?
Got it? Good.
This is why, guys, you should be
Thank
nice to
you,
everyone,
thank
even
you,
if
thank you,
you
bro.
don't think that
Thank
they're
you,
useful,
thank you,
like
little
helping you.
Jedi. Thank you, little Jedi.
Because even at the end of the day, even those who are unsuspecting deserve to be treated well, y'all. Look at them, they're accepting him into the club. Even the Enderman's like, fine, we'll let you join the club. Yeah, but guys, your club is about to be over. Oh, all 4 of them. 5 of them now, actually, with Mr. Endermite. Oh, dang. That's a lot of Endermites. They're literally creating an impenetrable force field. Oh, it's so much more than that. What? Why did they just do that from the beginning? This is like Big Hero 6. He's gasping, but he can't even see. He ain't have eyes. All of their powers combined. It's so over. No, he's infected. They're literally infecting him like a parasite. How is this fair? In my heart, the Warden has already won, but even I don't think he can get out of this. This is the stuff of nightmares. Whoa. What is he going to do? I don't even know how you can get out of this. Is he retreating? No, he's putting his entire strength into this. He's gonna split them up. Oh! You can't stop straight obsidian. Or can you? What? No. Bro, this is a Minecraft anime. Forget about a Minecraft movie. This is a Minecraft anime. Yo! They're gonna get rid of him. He's going in the portal. But at what cost? No. The Mama Dragon died. She sacrificed herself.
The realty is the Arm & Hammer difference. With more baking soda than other brands, sweeps away the black and stains for a whole clean bath.
Dragon died. She sacrificed herself to send him back to the overworld. But she still died. So, does that mean the Warden wins? Well, I guess he can go home to the deep dark and stop crashing out. Finally, some peace and quiet. That does not look like peace and quiet. You're telling me the piglins don't like the Warden? The Warden is that organized operation. Yeah, I don't know why you movie. This is a piglin allies against him. That become a to the Ender Dragon. Yo, bro's shaking his muscles just to flex. Hold up. I'm getting a little bit of deja vu now. First he invaded the End, and now he wants the Nether too. Bro's just collecting dimensions. I don't even blame him. If he's this invincible, why wouldn't you? He doesn't even get a crown. Everyone else gets a crown. Maybe that's what he's upset about. Whoa. Dude, his soul's infected that piglin. Oh my gosh. If he's infected the piglin, do you think he can control it? Maybe this is his way of getting allies. He's learning after his past mistakes. But these guys seem like they have a really organized operation. Do you think they can win? They don't even have ships, though. There's no way they can win. That is a whole lot of arrows. Yeah, I don't know why you thought a door was gonna stop my man's burst. Whoa. What's this? The Wither King. Oh, well, I guess technically not the Wither King. This is the Wither Skeleton King. Oh. Alright, well, I guess the Warden does not have friends at all, because the Wither is also against the Warden. This is the only guy I think who could potentially beat the Warden. I mean, the Wither is more powerful than the Ender Dragon. So this could be the end. But the Piglin King is going in. Wow, he's low-key respectable. He's trying to save his own people. I never thought the Piglins were good until this moment. But that ain't stopping the Warden from turning him into bacon breakfast. And he's only worried about his crown. He's got... Ooh. Oh, it's over. No. It is. Okay, I don't know why... What's gonna happen? Piglin remembers his daddy. Oh, he's not dead. Uh-oh. Strider, I would start moving from there. Lava Warden? Bro, this dude is OP. The Warden is the guy that you are, and Lava Warden is the guy she tells you not to worry about. He must have sucked all that XP up from the dragon, and now, just like he consumed the skull, he's become a Lava Warden, but even the Lava Warden can't beat this. This is not a Nether fortress. This is a Nether kingdom. Where can I find one of these in normal Minecraft, guys? Bro, they need to add this to the game right now. Mojang, I hope you're watching. This needs to be in an update. What a castle. Yeah, no wonder the Piglins died. This is what true power looks like. Bro, they're all bowing to him. What is the king doing? Wait, are we about to see a war between the Withers? Oh, he's about to be swung around. Skeleton's like, I'm out of here. Bro, yeah, he's back. With the entire Nether army. Okay, now we need to see the Nether versus the Warden. The Endermen are here to help as well. They're avenging their mummy. Get it! For mummy! For mummy! Yo, the Striders? I thought the Striders were friendly. I didn't realize that they were ready for battle. Dude, I've never been so scared of jellyfish in my life. Oh, that has gotta hurt. Trampled, bounced around like a ball. But I want to know, what about those Piglins that he corrupted right at the very beginning? He's surrounded. But if I know anything about the Warden, that means nothing. Oh, hey. These are all of the different mobs he's been affecting. Every single one he's killed now works for him. You guys thought you had an army? Oh, the Warden has killed so many. This is genuinely scary. This is no longer just the Warden versus the Wither. This is the Warden taking full-scale war over every dimension. Imagine if he takes this army now to the end. That will destroy the end cities. Oh, you guys are done. Bro's just walking back. He's like, I'm taking that dub. I'm taking that dub. They don't stand a chance. These are zombie piglin. They don't die. They don't even have feeling. They're not scared of anything. But they will fight until the very last day. Wait. Whoa. How did he combine that nether star with his staff? Does that give him the full power of the Wither? Oh, yes, it does. What if the End Kings came right now? Would he be able to beat every king at the same time and the Ender Dragon and the Wither? I don't know. But so far, he's proven himself to pretty much be invincible. So how did he do that? With the Nether Star? That's Soul Flame. Wait, he's got souls inside of his chest. Maybe Soul Flame is his one counter. That's why he won't touch any of the flames. But It's still not enough. Is this the best or worst mom ever?
I'm packing lunch for Bella. Her mom told me that she loves cereal, so I sent her that. I also sent her some bacon, but I made sure it was turkey bacon because that's her favorite. I sent her one juicy egg, and of course I sent her some berries.
Ma'am, they ain't berries.
I also sent her some orange juice with the pulp.
I guess that's not
The
too
orange
bad.
juice was slippery, but I managed to get it back into the cup. I sent her a straw, but there was a little cat hair on the
Man, that is fat in a box. Is this the best or worst mom?
The PE teacher was showing his muscles to the students and asked them to praise him, but the boy just stood there, ignoring the teacher. The teacher got angry and decided to have a competition with him. The first event was push-ups. The teacher did 100 push-ups in 1 minute. When he looked up, he saw that the boy could do one-handed handstand push-ups. The second competition was weightlifting. The teacher used all his strength to lift a 100-kilogram barbell, but this was too easy for the boy. He lifted both the teacher and the barbell together, using only one hand. All the students ran over to watch. The third competition was javelin throwing. The teacher said he would never lose this time. Then the teacher threw the javelin with all his might. The javelin hit a bird in the air and fell to the ground. He probably thought he must have won. The next second, the boy threw the javelin. The javelin disappeared into the air. The next second, Superman fell to the ground. He became a hero in the eyes of his classmates. In the thoughts class, the teacher let out a really stinky fart. The students covered their noses. The students asked the teacher to open the window, but the teacher refused because he had a cold. Suddenly, the teacher farted again. All the students in the class fainted, except the boy. The boy said the teacher had no sense of public morality. However, the teacher thought the boy didn't respect him. The teacher grabbed a box of chalk and threw it at the boy. The boy caught it. The teacher threw more chalk, but the boy caught them all. The boy threw the chalk with force, and the teacher was pinned to the wall. The reason why the boy was so strong was that he ate a big basin of rice for every meal. So, do you want to be a strong man? PE teacher.
Are there ghosts around you? Try the.
A boy once farted so hard that it started a rocket engine. All the scientists were shocked.
Come on, jump.
I said jump!
Come on, jump.
I said jump!
The robot leader thrust his sword at a robot, immediately exposing its wires. He was doing this to find the disguised human among the 200 robots, so he kept testing all the robots with his sword. When he didn't hear the sound of metal clashing, he immediately chopped off that robot's head with his sword. Clearly, this wasn't the disguised human. The robot leader was furious. He brought over the human's girlfriend and asked her which one was her boyfriend. Even though the woman knew where her boyfriend was, she didn't say anything. This made the robot leader angry. But what he didn't know was that the human was actually hiding right next to him. As the robot leader got closer, the human became more and more nervous. The robot leader kept threatening the man, saying if he didn't step forward on his own, there would be serious consequences. Then the robot leader started scanning all the robots. The man was sweating nervously and quickly wiped away the sweat so he wouldn't get caught. Luckily, the robot leader didn't notice what the man was doing. He kept scanning the other robots but never found the man. The man was relieved he dodged another bullet. But soon, the robot leader came up with a brilliant idea. He ordered all the robots to immediately rotate their heads 360 degrees. As all the robots turned, the man's hiding spot was immediately exposed. The robot leader instantly had the other
Who took
robots
that one
surround
from
the man.
Ate?
He decided he was going to teach
You?
this guy a lesson.
Took
Robot
this
leader
one to
thrust
Ate
his sword at a
school?
robot, immediately exposing
Huh?
its wires. He was doing.
This isn't just another dress-up game. It's a glow-up like you've never
Alexa.
seen before.
This is why girls
Alarm
should
at
never raise a
7:05.
male cat. Look, this cat is extremely
You can
mischievous.
tell
Every
us.
time the girl takes a shower,
see.
he
Oh,
hides
set for
nearby to
7:05
secretly
a.m.
peek. So the
Roger.
owner came up with a genius plan to
I
stop
like
it. She
Cuckoo
invited her
Have It.
twin friends over. This
What?
guy became a
I like
billionaire thanks
Cuckoo
to his
Have
black
It.
cat. Look,
What's
the
Cuckoo
woman
Have
just
It?
moved into a rented house. The black cat sensed something was wrong. It kept meowing at the ceiling. The woman looked up and saw a wire. It looked very strange. She gently pulled it. The next second, several $1,000s fell down. The woman was shocked. Before she could react, the black cat meowed in the garden. There was a nest of bird eggs. The woman thought the cat was just playing, but 2 eggs looked very large. She squeezed them and found several thousand more dollars. She realized the black cat could find money. She quickly rented another house. Just 2 minutes after entering, the black cat discovered hundreds of dollars in the right bin. The woman picked up a bag nearby and poured it into the bin. Unexpectedly, another several $1,000s appeared. In just one day, the woman fulfilled her dream of becoming a billionaire. If you want to get rich too, please like and subscribe, and leave an encouraging comment below. Sky became a billionaire thanks to his black cat. Look, a woman just moved into a rented house. The black cat sensed something was wrong. It kept.
If you've been struggling to get Fortnite on your iPhone or iPad.
Because the man didn't answer his mother's call before jumping, death immediately pushed him into the 18th floor of hell. But instead of punishment, he was reborn as a child. The moment he thought of using his memories from his past life to make the most out of this new one, reality hit him hard. Seeing his mother lose control right before his eyes, Mike felt something was terribly wrong. And it was true. When he reached home, his mother brutally slammed him onto the sofa and yelled at her husband, "Feed him." Thankfully, his father seemed like a kind man. But then his father noticed the food, expired 6 months ago. His mother brushed it off, saying, "It doesn't matter. Nobody dies from expired food." The father hesitated, but then convinced himself that maybe she was right. After all, the baby couldn't even tell the taste. Just then, the police arrived at the door. The father quickly wiped the child's mouth, and the mother sprayed air freshener to cover the smell of smoke in the house. The officers said they had received a report of child abuse and had called in a child protection expert. The mother angrily denied everything, but the police revealed that the child had once been taken to the hospital, where the doctor found signs of physical abuse on his body. That's why the report was filed. Without saying more, the officers entered. The parents' faces turned pale when the expert began preparing to examine the baby by removing his clothes. The father shouted in anger, "Do you really think we beat our child?" Then he pulled out a business card and handed it to the police. It turned out the father actually worked at a child welfare agency. The police then noticed a family photo on the wall. It didn't look like the home of an abusive family at all. The expert also couldn't find any obvious signs of injury on the baby. Convinced that this was just a misunderstanding, the police apologized and prepared to leave. But in that very moment, Mike burst into loud cries, screaming for help. Because the man didn't answer his mother's call before.
Lonnie, can you buy me some more Robux?
The soldiers were busy planting landmines. Suddenly, the boy had a stomach emergency. After he finished, he was about to leave, but then he turned and looked at his poop, and had an idea. He wrapped the poop with paper and made a smelly landmine, but when his teammate held it, he felt it was warm and wanted to open it. The boy stopped him right away, then buried the poop mine in the ground. At that moment, a female scout ran over. She warned them that the enemy was coming. The soldiers finished planting the mines and hid behind rocks, waiting for the enemy to arrive. Soon, the puppet soldier leading the enemy stopped suddenly. The enemy officer asked why. The puppet soldier said there was a minefield ahead, but the officer didn't care. He sent his demoning team forward. When they saw tombstones with curses written on them, the team leader got angry and reached for his sword. But this was a minefield, so he stepped back. Still, the officer showed no fear. He ordered a few soldiers to clear the mines, but they weren't careful. They triggered a tripwire. A scream echoed, and then the mine exploded. Just then, something dropped near them. It looked like a landmine device. The puppet soldier said, "It's just a mousetrap," but the officer didn't believe him. He walked toward the minefield with full confidence. He noticed another tripwire. He gently brushed away the leaves. Underneath, he found a mousetrap with wires tied to it. He used a rock to press down the trap, then cut the wires with scissors. One mine was safely disarmed. He smiled proudly. That success made him feel unstoppable. He even took off his white gloves and crawled toward the next mine. Behind the rocks, the boy was thrilled. His special trap was ready. The officer slowly brushed away more leaves and reached into the dirt. The boy was so excited. He kept whispering, "Dig it up, dig it up." The officer's hand touched something. He grabbed it. His hand was covered in poop. The boy couldn't stop smiling. His teammates still didn't know why. The officer smelled his fingers and realized what it was. Disgusted, he threw it to the ground. Then he kicked a nearby wooden board. The board pulled a tripwire and triggered a real mine. The enemy soldiers suffered heavy losses. The boy cheered with joy. His teammates finally asked what happened. When they found out it was his poop inside, they were shocked. The team leader was impressed by the trap's power and wanted to leave, but the officer stopped him, saying they could clear the whole minefield. The team leader looked at his poop-covered hands and backed away in disgust. He left without another word. The soldiers were busy planting landmines. Suddenly, the boy had a stomach emergency. After he finished, he was about to leave, but then he turned and looked at his poop and had an idea. He wrapped the poop with paper and made a smelly landmine, but when his teammate held it, he felt it was warm and wanted to open it. The boy stopped him right away, then buried the poop mine in the ground. At that moment, a female scout ran over. She warned them that the enemy was coming. The soldiers finished planting the mines and hid behind rocks, waiting for the enemy to arrive. Soon, the puppet soldier leading the enemy stopped suddenly. The enemy officer asked why. The puppet soldier said there was a... But they weren't careful. They triggered a tripwire. A scream echoed, and then the mine exploded. Just then, something dropped near them. It looked like a landmine device. The puppet soldier said, "It's just a mousetrap," but the officer didn't believe him. He walked toward the minefield with full confidence. He noticed another tripwire. He gently brushed away the leaves. Underneath, he found a mousetrap with wires tied to it. He used a rock to press down the trap, then cut the wires with scissors. One mine was safely disarmed. He smiled proudly. That success made him feel unstoppable. He even took off his white gloves and crawled toward the next mine. Behind the rocks, the boy was thrilled. His special trap was ready. The officer slowly brushed away more leaves and reached into the dirt. The boy was so excited. He kept whispering, "Dig it up, dig it up." The officer's hand touched something. He grabbed it. His hand was covered in poop. The boy couldn't stop smiling. His teammates still didn't know why. The officer smelled his fingers and realized what it was. Disgusted, he threw it to the ground. Then he kicked a nearby wooden board. The board pulled a tripwire and triggered a real mine. The enemy soldiers suffered heavy losses. The boy cheered with joy. His teammates finally asked what happened. When they found out it was his poop inside, they were shocked. The team leader was impressed. The officer smelled his fingers and realized what it was. Dig it up, dig it up. The officer's hand touched something. He grabbed it. His hand was covered in poop. The boy couldn't stop smiling. His teammates still didn't know why. The officer smelled his fingers and realized what it was. Disgusted, he threw it to the ground. Then he kicked a nearby wooden board. The board pulled a tripwire and triggered a real mine. The enemy soldiers suffered heavy losses. The boy cheered with joy. His teammates finally asked what happened. When they found out it was his poop inside, they were shocked. The team leader was impressed by the trap triggered a real mine. The enemy soldiers suffered heavy loss. The officer smelled his fingers and realized what it was. Disgusted, he threw it to the ground. Then he kicked a nearby wooden board. The board pulled a tripwire and triggered a real mine. The enemy soldiers suffered heavy. His hand was covered in poop. The boy couldn't stop smiling. His teammates rocks. The boy was thrilled. His special trap was ready. The officer slowly brushed away more leaves and reached into the dirt. The boy was so excited. He kept whispering, "Dig it up, dig it up." The officer's hand touched something. He grabbed it. His hand was covered in poop. The boy couldn't stop smiling. His teammates still didn't know why. His teammates still didn't know why. The officer smelled his fingers and realized what it was. Disgusted, he threw it to the ground. Then he kicked a nearby wooden board. The board pulled a tripwire and triggered a real mine. The enemy soldiers. His teammates still didn't know why. The officer smelled his fingers and crawled toward the next mine. Behind the rocks, the boy was thrilled. His special trap was ready. The officer slowly brushed away more leaves and reached into the dirt. The boy was so excited. He kept whispering, "Dig it up, dig it up." The officer's hand touched something. He grabbed it. His hand was covered in poop. The boy couldn't stop smiling. His teammates still didn't know why. The officer smelled his fingers and realized what it was. Disgusted, he threw it, brushed away more leaves, and reached into the dirt. The boy was so excited. He kept whispering, "Dig it up, dig it up." The officer's hand touched something. He grabbed it. His hand was covered in poop. The boy couldn't stop smiling. His teammates still didn't know. He kept whispering, "Dig it up, dig it up." The officer's hand touched something. He grabbed it. His hand was covered in poop. The boy couldn't stop smiling. His teammates still didn't know why. The officer smelled his fingers and realized what it was. Disgusted, he threw it to the ground. Then he kicked a nearby wooden board. The board pulled a tripwire and triggered a real mine. The enemy soldiers suffered heavy losses. The boy cheered with joy. His teammates finally asked what happened. When they found out it was his poop inside, they were shocked. The team leader was impressed by the trap's power and wanted to leave, but the officer stopped him, saying they could clear the whole minefield. The team leader looked at his poop-covered hands and backed away in disgust. He left without another word.
Skins with references in Forsaken Part 1. The first skin is Chanston, which is a reference to Spamton from Deltarune.
What's your name, kid?
He has coin with his face and custom shot sound. Next up is a John Doe skin 2017, which is a reference to a typical skin in 2017. He has a changed color of his tracks and traps. And its price is only $700. The third one is a Cool Kid skin, Savior, which is a reference to Dust Belief Papyrus from Alternative Universe of the Undertale. He has custom attacks and sound effects. He also had his own chase theme, but it was removed. Skins with references in Forsaken Part 1. The first skin is Chanston, which is a reference to Spamton from Deltarune.
What's your name, kid?
He has coin with
What is your name as a K-pop demon hunter?
On the eyes, but he is on the inside. All nice and nice.
He survived over 200 bites from deadly snakes. This wasn't an accident. He wanted venom in his veins. The first bite burned like fire, swelling his arm until it felt like it might burst. Everyone thought he'd be dead in hours. Each bite left him weaker, wondering if this would finally be the one. But the next day, he did it again and again. For years, he let the world's deadliest snakes sink their fangs into him, each bite enough to kill a horse in seconds. Why? He believed he could make himself immune. Doctors warned him it was suicide. Friends begged him to stop, but he pushed on. Even when the fever hit, even when the pain made him vomit, even when he passed out mid-bite, still, he never wavered, chasing a goal no one else could understand. Then one day, a zookeeper was bitten by a black mamba, a death sentence without anti-venom. None was available, except the blood flowing through this man's veins. They injected the zookeeper with his blood and waited. Every second felt like a countdown to death. Then, his breathing steadied. He'd survived. That's when it hit them. This man wasn't just immune. He'd turned himself into a walking cure. So, would you risk 200 deadly
1, 2, or 3. For which mob you will be morphing into?
I'm gonna go for number 2. Yes, sir.
Number 2. Okay. All right, now 1, 2, or 3. For which size you will be?
I'm gonna be number 2.
Number
Yes,
2.
sir.
Oh my goodness, that's kind of big. I'm not gonna lie.
Big? What you mean by that?
All right, now 1, 2, or 3. For which mob you'll be fighting?
I'm gonna go for number 2.
Number 2, bro. Is 2 your lucky number?
Yes, it is. I won the lottery with it.
Okay. All right, now 1, 2, or 3. For how many of that mob you want?
That's a good question. What if I go number 2 again?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're cooked, buddy.
What?
All right, now 1, 2, or 3 for your weapon of choice.
Give me number 2.
Bro, that's probably the worst one you could have gotten. By
What?
far.
But I thought number 2 was my lucky number.
All right, 1, 2, or 3 for your special item.
Moonwalk, moonwalk. Okay, I'm gonna go number 2.
Wait, what? Number 2?
I wanna reach the sky.
Okay, yeah, no, you're not getting that. All right, now 1, 2, or 3. For which block the arena will be covered with?
Let me just assess the situation. Number 2.
Number 2?
Yes, sir. I can manipulate time, can I?
All right, now 1, 2, or 3. Which potion do you want?
I'm gonna go for number 2, obviously.
Okay. All right, good luck.
This is gonna be so easy. It's just me against those slime. GG's, I won, didn't I?
Bro, you didn't win.
No!
1, 2.
A hacker was creating a computer virus. Whenever someone connected to the internet, the money in their account would instantly be emptied. This caused widespread. The water delivery man was born with a pair of perspective eyes. He could tell at a glance that the little girl's finger was broken. So he grabbed the ice cream from the boy next to him. He placed the ice cream stick on the girl's injured finger. Then he pulled off the girl's hair tie. Quickly, he made a splint. Then he jokingly asked the little girl for $5 for medical fees. But when the girl saw her father coming, she turned around and left. Before leaving, the man told the girl to hurry to the hospital for a checkup. When the doctor saw the splint on the girl's finger, he was quite shocked. He explained, "This is a textbook-style splint treatment. If it were a little later, the finger might not have been saved." The doctor asked the girl to get a CT scan. At this moment, the girl heard a familiar voice. She turned around and saw it was the man who had treated her. The girl's father was about to go up to thank him, but suddenly he started coughing violently. The man could tell at a glance that he was seriously ill. He directly put his hand on the other's chest to check, but this unreasonable action was pushed away by the girl's father. The man hurriedly told him to get a checkup as soon as possible. When the man finished delivering water and was about to leave, he saw that the girl's father was already in a daze. The girl anxiously sought help from the doctor, but a major traffic accident had just happened. The emergency room was full of patients. The girl tried to ask for help, but the medical staff were too busy to pay attention. The girl broke down and could only scream loudly to attract attention. When everyone saw it was just a child, the doctor went back to his work. The man watched all this silently. At this moment, a kind female doctor came to check, but she didn't realize the seriousness of the symptoms at all. Then she asked a colleague to take the girl's father for a CT scan. The man was not at ease and followed them. As soon as they entered the elevator, the girl's father became confused and fainted to the ground. The doctor hurried to get first aid equipment. The man quickly put his hand on the girl's father's chest. The symptoms in the body immediately appeared in front of his eyes. He found that the girl's father had a cardiac arrest, but the doctor brought a simple respirator. The man told the doctor to hurry to get the defibrillator. His heart has stopped beating, but the
doctor ignored him, still doing the wrong treatment on his own. In a fit of anger, the man snatched the respirator, shouted at him to get the defibrillator. Then, after several heart defibrillations by the man, the girl's father finally regained his heartbeat. But to save his life, an emergency operation was needed immediately. But the doctors at this time were all in the emergency room rescuing the injured and couldn't get away. A nurse said, if the operation is not performed as soon as possible, the girl's father may die at any time. Hearing this news, the girl silently shed tears. The little girl knew clearly, now only the man could save her father. But if he performed surgery without registering at this hospital, it might end his medical career. Just as the man turned around to leave, the girl grabbed his hand. Then she took out the only coin from her pocket and handed it to the man. Looking at the sobbing little girl, the man made up his mind. No matter what the consequences, he would do his best to save her father. Then he disguised himself as the chief surgeon and walked into the operating room. Before everyone could react, the operation had begun when he cut it open, but no blood came out. This shocked the doctors around. With the man's superb skills, the girl's father was successfully saved. Finally, the man also left the hospital silently. Water delivery man was born with a pair of perspective eyes. He could tell at a glance that the little girl's finger was broken, so he grabbed the ice cream from the boy next to him. He placed the ice cream. The man smashed a glass bottle, repeatedly polished the bottom. He inlaid the smoothly polished glass. This man was trapped in a luxurious penthouse apartment. He chewed on the ice cubes from the refrigerator until he ate all the ice cubes inside completely. But the next second, he burst into tears right there in front of the refrigerator. It was not because of the cold, but because of despair. He had not eaten or drunk anything for 3 days. It turned out that just a few days ago, the man had sneaked into the mansion intending to steal the precious collectibles. But just as he was about to leave, he accidentally entered the wrong password. This triggered the security system, and all exits were locked down. Communication with his accomplices was also completely cut off. In order to escape from the predicament, he tried to chisel open the door with a knife. Just at that moment, the system quietly switched to the heating mode. The air became scorching hot. The man was unbearably thirsty. He went to the faucet, only to find that all the water valves in the house had failed. There was only moldy biscuits and canned caviar in the refrigerator. He scraped off the mold from the biscuits. He spread the remaining caviar on the biscuits and ate them. That was all the food he had. After regaining his strength, the man chiseled hard for another hour. Suddenly he found that there was a thick metal plate embedded in the door. Desperate, he could only keep trying to call his accomplices for help on the intercom, but there was no response at all. Early the next morning, the man looked around at the structure of the house. He found that the house was completely airtight. The entire house was equipped with soundproof and explosion-proof glass, except for the locked door. There was no other way to get out. Just then he saw the fruits on the table, only to find that they were made of stone carvings. In anger, he threw one of them at the window, but it was not the glass that shattered, but the sculpture itself. Determined to survive, he decided to call the police, but unexpectedly the phone didn't work either. The computer on the desk was even just a decoration. Just as he was in utter despair, the skylight above his head caught his attention. The man suddenly had a bold idea. He moved all the stackable tables and shelves in the house over. Then he tied the furniture together with ropes, preparing to build a ladder. Because he had been moving furniture non-stop, the man was now extremely hungry and thirsty. He rushed to the swimming pool, but the pool water, which had disinfectant added, was completely undrinkable. To get drinking water, he found some pieces of paper. Then he used a magnifying glass to start a small flame. He directed the smoke at the sensor. Soon, the fire suppression system was activated. Water sprinkled all over the apartment. Although the electronic devices were burned out, the water saved him from dying of thirst. Then he picked up an expensive vase and smashed it heavily on the ground. He made a pair of glasses using the vase shards. Then he carefully climbed up the high platform. He used a tool to pry open the edge little by little. The glasses greatly improved his efficiency. But suddenly, the man found that around the concrete frame, there were exactly 12 reinforcing bolts embedded, blocking his way. But the man did not give up. He chiseled a simple wrench tool out of a wooden block. He used the groove to catch the bolt and tried to turn it. When all the wooden planks were used up, the man finally removed the last bolt and climbed out successfully. When he left, he did not take anything with him. He only left a mysterious message on the wall. This man was trapped in a luxurious penthouse apartment. He chewed on the ice cubes from the refrigerator until he ate all the ice cubes inside completely. But the next...
Ever wanted to build your own city? It may be so easy and fun with construction software. Unleash your creativity, possibly from the comfort of your phone. Learn more about construction.
This female prisoner, every day in prison, would spread her meals evenly on the wall. After the salt in the soup had fully corroded the wall, the woman then picked up her rice spoon and scooped away the mud from the wall spoon by spoon. This little girl didn't cry when she was born. born, but she was a genius. When she was still in diapers, she could already write her own name. At 1 year old, she could take a bath by herself. At 2, she could get dressed on her own. At 3, she could cook meals independently. She would carefully crack eggs. At
Fortnite Mobile is fun.
this man's eye was accidentally scratched by glass. He fainted instantly. When the man woke up, he found himself in the hospital. His eyes were covered with gauze, but something magic. The man is repairing a satellite dish on the top of a tall building. Just as he was about to land on the ground, he suddenly tripped and fell off. Everyone could only watch anxiously but be helpless to do anything. Just as the man was falling, suddenly, a big red dog rushed out of the crowd. It jumped and successfully saved the man. This made everyone present cheer and applaud. Everyone liked it very much, but how did it grow so big? Just a few days ago, this little dog was born. It was playing hide and seek with its brothers and sisters. But suddenly, a group of people from the Animal Rescue Center came outside. They locked its family in cages and prepared to take them away, but it only missed the hiding puppy. Seeing this scene, it hurried towards the roller shutter door, but it was still one step too late. The helpless little one stood there and began to cry. After a few days, the little dog managed to escape from there, but once it stepped out, it faced many challenges in the city. Soon it arrived at a park. It saw pigeons eating not far away. It ran over and learned to forage like them. It picked up a biscuit from the ground with its mouth, but due to being too small and weak, a pigeon snatched the biscuit from it. The angry little dog could only bark at them. Fortunately, it was found by an old man. He took the little dog back to his shelter. There were many other exotic animals there. One day, a girl came to this shelter, wanted to take an animal home to adopt. She fell in love with this little red dog at first sight, but her father refused to let her adopt it. However, the girl still secretly put the little dog in her bag and took it home. The girl didn't know about the little dog's magical power. They played together for a long time. Then